Mohammed V of Morocco, 1909–1961, was a pivotal figure in Morocco's modern history, known for his role as a symbol of Moroccan nationalism and his efforts to lead the country to independence from French colonial rule. Born Sidi Mohammed ben Youssef on August 10, 1909, in Fez, Morocco, he belonged to the Alawite dynasty, which has ruled Morocco for centuries. His early life was shaped by the political tensions of colonial Morocco, which had become a French protectorate in 1912, and he emerged as an influential figure not only within his country but also on the broader international stage. Early life and rise to power. Mohammed V was the son of Sultan Youssef, who reigned from 1912 to 1927. Growing up during the colonial era, he was educated in the traditional Islamic and Moroccan ways but also gained exposure to the Western influences introduced by the French. His father's relationship with the French authorities was complicated, as they had significant control over the Sultanate, and the Sultan was required to work within the limitations set by colonial rule. When Sultan Youssef passed away in 1927, the young Mohammed was unexpectedly chosen by the French to succeed him as the Sultan, despite being only 18 years old. The French likely saw Mohammed V as a figure who would be more amenable to their rule, given his youth and inexperience. Challenging colonial rule. Initially, Mohammed V's relationship with the French administration was cordial, but as he matured, he began to oppose their policies more openly. By the 1940s, he had become increasingly involved in nationalist activities and expressed his desire for Morocco's independence. World War II marked a turning point in his stance against colonialism. During the Casablanca Conference in 1943, he met with U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who expressed support for Morocco's independence aspirations, planting a seed of hope for the Moroccan nationalist movement. In 1944, Moroccan nationalists founded the Istiqlal, Independence, Party, which formally demanded Morocco's independence from French rule. Mohammed V was sympathetic to their cause and cautiously supported their efforts, gradually becoming a symbol of resistance against colonialism. This growing alliance between the Sultan and nationalist leaders alarmed the French authorities, who sought to suppress the independence movement by tightening their grip on the administration and silencing dissent. Exile and return. Mohammed V's growing influence among the people and his subtle opposition to the French became a serious concern for the colonial authorities. Tensions escalated, and in 1953, the French authorities made a drastic decision. They deposed Mohammed V and exiled him and his family to Corsica and later to Madagascar. This action backfired, however, as it transformed Mohammed V from a ruler under French control into a national hero and symbol of resistance. His exile intensified anti-colonial sentiments, with widespread protests and uprisings across Morocco. The Moroccan people's determination for independence, along with mounting international pressure, forced the French to reconsider their stance. By 1955, France, weakened by the challenges of maintaining its empire and facing similar anti-colonial movements elsewhere, particularly in Algeria, relented. Mohammed V was allowed to return to Morocco in November 1955, greeted with immense public support and celebration. Shortly afterward, France began negotiations that would ultimately lead to Morocco's independence. Reign as king and independence. On March 2, 1956, Morocco officially gained independence from France, with Mohammed V recognized as king rather than merely sultan. His return marked the beginning of Morocco's transition from a French protectorate to an independent nation, and he quickly moved to establish a government and consolidate Morocco's sovereignty. In 1957, he adopted the title of king rather than sultan, symbolizing the emergence of a new era for the Moroccan monarchy. Mohammed V then worked to build the foundations of a modern, independent Morocco. He balanced the need for modernization with the preservation of traditional Moroccan and Islamic values. His administration focused on developing the country's education system, promoting economic growth, and establishing an infrastructure that could support a sovereign nation. Although there were challenges, including political tensions and regional instability, his reign was characterized by a vision for a unified and independent Morocco. International relations and legacy. King Mohammed V maintained a policy of neutrality in international conflicts and was an advocate for Pan-Arabism and Pan-Africanism. He supported anti-colonial movements in other African countries and called for unity among Arab states. He also maintained Morocco's connections with the Western world, particularly with the United States, a relationship that had been strengthened during World War II. One of his most notable actions during World War II was his refusal to implement anti-Semitic laws imposed by the French Vichy government. He is credited with protecting Morocco's Jewish population from persecution, a stance that endeared him to Jewish communities both within and outside Morocco. This legacy of tolerance remains a celebrated aspect of his reign and has earned him respect across diverse communities. Death and succession. King Mohammed V's health began to decline in the late 1950s. In 1961, he underwent surgery in Rabat, during which he suffered complications and died on February 26, 1961. His death marked the end of an era, and he was succeeded by his son, Hassan II, who continued his father's policies and further strengthened Morocco's position as an independent nation. Mohammed V is remembered as a unifying figure, an advocate of Moroccan independence, and a champion of his people's rights and freedoms. His legacy is celebrated every year on November 18, which is known as Morocco's Independence Day. Mohammed V's contributions are immortalized through the Mohammed V International Airport, the Mohammed V Foundation for Solidarity, and various monuments throughout Morocco.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel.